Well, hello everyone. Today we are going to be doing Sun in the sign of Scorpio and what happens when Sun is in the sign of Scorpio in your birth horoscope, okay? And this is not going to be your normal sun sign horoscope because everybody just thinks that Sun in signs, meaning that it's their complete 100 personality and whatever it says about Scorpio, that's what's going to happen, and never is that way. You will not find two Scorpios with the same mindset. You will not find Scorpios with the same experience. Why? Because Sun in the sign of Scorpio is only part of your personality. It's not your complete personality. Your complete personality, the way you think, the way you act, the way you react, is by the calculation of your sun sign. What is your sun sign? What is your moon sign? And what is your rising sign? These three together, this pyramid, forms your physical being, who you are, how you're like, what you don't like, how do you reply to people, how do you react, what do you do when you get angry, what do you do when you get sad. All of these things are derived from these three things. So never think that your sun is your personality. And most people just get this mundane information about the zodiac sign and they never get to find out the little secret that everybody misses on blogs and books when they write about Scorpio, is about the dispositor. If your sun is in Scorpio, you have to look at the placement of Mars in your horoscope, because Mars is the ruler of Scorpio, not Pluto, Mars, okay? You know, if we find out 3 more planets exist in our solar system tomorrow, some astrologer out there will assign them with some sort of a zodiac sign. That's not how it works, okay? Because you can predict up to 100% without ever using Pluto, Uranus, or Neptune. But the reason why Mars controls, co-rules Aries and Scorpios, because it's simply a matter of which time the soldier is fighting. When Mars is in Aries, he's fighting straight ahead in the daytime. He's very motivated, he's very agile, he's very athletic, and he's out there to just win battles. When Mars is in Scorpio, he has to fight the battles at night. He has to sneak up in the back. He has to go with the duck down. He has to be, very careful. He has to look underneath things to make sure that the enemy is not seeing him. Because again, it's ruled by Mars, and Scorpio represents that the dark world. So the soldier has to now go through the darkness towards the enemy. So that's what it is. Okay, so you have to look at these placement, and Sun represents a lot more than the zodiac sign. Sun represents your father. Sun represents your career. It's a significator of your career, one of the significator of your career. Sun represents your relationship with your father and relationship with the government. Is the government coming after you? Will you win any battles with the government? Or is the government going to reward you? Give you more, tax breaks and stuff. All of these things from the Sun, because Sun is the king. Back in the days, the king decided the taxes. Now, the Sun is replicated into government, into your local politicians. Okay, Sun represents like an authoritative figure. Even if you don't have a father, it'll represent a father figure and how your relationship with him. So let's discuss these two energies when they come together. Well, first of all, it'll show that part of your personality is about going deeper and exploring things. Because Scorpio is what? What is a sign of Scorpio? Sign of Scorpio represents transformation. It represents transformation of all kinds, because Scorpio is the original 8th house of the zodiac, which represents transformation through death, rebirth, accidents, surgeries, through inheritance, through sudden wins like lottery winning, through, any kind of occult knowledge or secret knowledge like government information. You're a government spy. You're a government, agent who knows a lot of information, and he has to keep those secrets. It really represents secrets. It represents underground things like gems, mining, oil. Okay? So those are the things that are known through Scorpio. So when you bring Sun here, your personality becomes about exploring things, investigating things. So it's like somebody gives a person a cell phone. A Gemini person will look at it and will be like, hey, nice idea. All right. How can I use this? Let's do this. Oh, I can communicate. Oh, let's talk. Blah, blah, blah. A Scorpio Sun personality will not only just use it to talk, but it will also be like, I wonder who the CEO of this company. I wonder who really manufactured this. What is behind this? And the Scorpio kid or Scorpio person would want to open the cell phone up and look inside. like what's happening. So it becomes that part of their second nature to see, oh, what is happening in their, what is happening with the things around them. So whenever you give them a project, they not only want to go on the surface, but they want to go deep beneath that to the foundation of the thing. And it's with any planet. If Venus is in Scorpio, if you go watch my video, these people go deep into relationship. They become obsessive in relationship. They want to explore, what's happening in the relationship. So Sun in Scorpio doesn't really mean that somebody is really sexual. They're very sexual. No, it simply means that the Scorpio personality wants to explore the deeper side of sexuality, wants to explore that tantric side of of sexuality. They want to go deep to see, why is it that I'm feeling this sudden, enjoyment, sudden pleasure through sex. For them, it's not about just like doing somebody upside down like a turkey. They want to explore it slowly. They want to go deep into it. They want to even go, how can I derive more pleasure from it? So that's what happens. It's not like they're sex maniacs. Is it that they want, they're natural investigators. Part of their personality is about, what is this about sex? What is this about this? What is it about that? So they go beyond the ice. They go inside the iceberg. And that's where they find the true information. And since Sun represents your father, it shows your father can be in the mining business, father can be in the oil business, father can work as a secret agent for the government, father can also be in the taxes for the government, because it's the original eighth house of zodiac sign, which is the gains of the government, 11th from the 10th house of government. So it can represent that, but obviously you have to see the house placement too. That'll really show you what your father does. But father will be in this investigative and in this underground type of things. It represents somebody who, your father could be an inheritance lawyer, somebody who manages wealth, manages somebody's inheritance. Okay, and if you want to see how your relationship with the father is, don't just think that your relationship with the father is this and this. Always look at the placement of Mars. The placement of Mars will show what kind of a relationship you have. If Mars is debilitated in Cancer, that shows that you had a very physically abusive relationship with the father. Father was this absolute transformative being who physically transformed you as who you were. He either physically abused you or psychologically abused you. If Mars is in Capricorn, meaning that it's a very dignified soldier who goes abide by the law, that means your father was very strict with you. Your father was very much about, infusing principle within you. If Mars was in Libra, it shows that father was about balancing the relationship out with you. So depending on what sign Mars is placed in, that's how you're going to experience the relationship. If Mars was in Aries, that shows that your father pushed you a lot into going deeper into your studies, going deeper into your sports, going deeper into your life. He will be headstrong about it. He'll be, no, do it. And he will only applaud when you achieve something. Notice that. If Mars is in Aries and Sun is in Scorpio, father will only praise you when you achieve something, because sign of Aries is about achievement. Okay, so never judge your personality just by what this Sun in Scorpio is. You always look at Mars as well, because that will also teach how your personality is. If Mars is debilitated in your horoscope and you have Sun in Scorpio, it shows psychologically you are very troubled inside. You have a very short fuse. You're angry prone. When you go sexually, you become obsessed about sexuality and you just want to keep having sex all day. This is why sex addicts are seen through these placements. If Mars is in Scorpio or Mars is in Aries, that too can trigger a very sexually aggressive person. Where if other planet aspects like Rahu or Saturn can represent somebody who can actually rape someone, can represent a child molester. And especially on the what nakshatra Sun is setting in, that too will strongly indicate some of these things. But we'll discuss when we go through Sun through nakshatra later on in the year or much later on. Now here's another thing that not too many books, even in Vedic astrology, tell you, is that you have to not only look at the placement of Mars, you have to look at the placement of South Node Ketu. South Node Ketu is the karmic ruler of Scorpio. This is why I discussed that before, and I'm going to make a video on it too very soon, of why Scorpio and Aquarius are karmically backlogged signs. These are the signs that bring most of the upheaval in a person's life, because North Node Rahu controls the sign of Aquarius, karmic. Like, they hold these books. And they say, okay, so your sun is in Scorpio. Well, you did this bad deed and this good deed. All right, this is going to be your result. So that's how they give results too. So if you have a debilitated Mars, but you have a well-placed Ketu, that also changes things. But if you have Mars debilitated in a bad house and you have Ketu in a very troubled house like 8th house, that can show physical abuse from the father, that can show sexual abuse from a father or fatherly figure. It can also show somebody who might be crazy enough to kill other people. And of course, there are people out there murdering, raping, molesting people in all sorts of zodiac signs. So it's not just Scorpio who gets this. It's all the zodiac signs, but you have other planets who could be in this in this Scorpio and Aquarius axis. So these are the two heavily locked signs. And if you notice, no sign is ever exalted in Scorpio or Aquarius. They're only debilitated. Like Moon is debilitated in Scorpio, Venus is troubled in Scorpio, Mercury is troubled in Scorpio, even Saturn feels a lot of trouble in Scorpio. Okay, so this is why it's a very transformative sign for all planets. Like, you'll go through some major transformation that it'll either make you an Oprah or it'll make you Charles Manson. Because if Sun is in this house, this is the house of Scorpio. But guess what? Somebody owns this house. It's Mars. So Sun has to abide by the rules of Mars. Sun has to abide by the policies of Mars. And just because you have a debilitated Mars and Sun is in Scorpio doesn't mean you're a rapist, doesn't mean that you are a sexually deviant person. You can have anger problems. It all depends what house Sun is in and what house Mars is in and what aspect Sun or Mars are receiving. That's how you judge things. That's how you fine tune it through this ballet dance of astrology. Okay, so guys, if you are new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you want to know where your Sun is placed and where Mars is placed, if you're a Scorpio, check out the links below. Check out my books there, Astrology at the Speed of Light and Conjunctions at the Speed of Light. And when you get these books, I will send you the link to look at your own chart. Just make sure you follow the directions below. Otherwise, we'll see you next time with Sun in Sagittarius. Bye-bye.